Good morning, everybody. Will Travel here. Today we are leaving Tucson, Arizona, and we are driving up to Phoenix, which is a short 2.5-hour drive. And then our final destination for this leg of the trip is Sedona, which has beautiful rock formations. It's like an hour-and-a-half north of Phoenix, but we will be there tomorrow, and we can't wait to hike around and see what there is to see. Before we head to Phoenix, we're going to check out the Pima County Air and Space Museum though, which is supposed to be a really great museum with lots of different cool airplanes and things, so we can't wait to see what they've got. So we've just entered and this place definitely has a lot. That's the B-52 Super Fortress. It's huge. Really, this whole museum has so many different aircraft. There's just hundreds of them, both civilian and military, just everywhere. This is definitely a must-see if you're anyone interested in aviation. They also have a collection of presidential VIP aircraft. So this aircraft that you see behind me was actually used by Jimmy Carter for short trips, which is pretty cool, and flew as Air Force One sometimes, even though it's so small and it's not what we think of when we see Air Force One today. Here is the exact aircraft used by President Kennedy and President Johnson. This was their Air Force One. And they've also got another jet from 1959 called Freedom One, which is right here. And in my opinion, perhaps one of the coolest things here is they've got one of the original Boeing 787-8 Dreamliners. This is one of the prototype models, so this actually never flew in commercial service. But they have it here, which is pretty awesome. Yep, I could definitely fit inside that jet engine. It's probably 10 feet in diameter. This is called a Super Guppy, and it's a cargo transport. I've got some NASA stuff here as well. They've got a GE testing jumbo jet here, 747. It's pretty neat. They've got a 777. So we've wrapped up at the Pima County Air and Space Museum, and wow, it's just a huge, expansive museum, and we really couldn't see all of it in the couple hours we had, but if you love aviation, and you love airplanes and you want to see a bunch of military history, I would say spend at least a day here. Honestly, you could spend multiple days just seeing everything. If you really wanted to see everything and read all the signs, you'd probably need 3 days because there's just so much here. But we are going onward and we are going to drive to Phoenix, which is our next stop. Good morning, everybody. We're here in Phoenix. Last night we got to our hotel and just went to bed because we were tired, and now we are headed into town and we are going to go to CAMELBACK Mountain, where we will hike for probably about 2 hours, and then we are going to head on to Sedona and hopefully get there before it's too late and maybe even get some hiking in this afternoon. So we're at the trailhead of the CAMELBACK Mountain, and it's not super long, but it is the first extremely difficult trail we're doing, or at least that's what this says. So we'll check it out. You can see the city way off in the distance there. Wow. We made it. It's a gorgeous view up here. You can see the whole city. It's kind of hard to see on camera with the light, but in the haze. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a tough hike, so you can't really do it unless you're in shape. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Alright, so we've arrived in Sedona after a quick 2-hour drive up from CAMELBACK in Phoenix. Just want to let you guys know that CAMELBACK is definitely a tough hike, and even though it's like under a mile up, it's challenging. It's really challenging. So if it says online that it's not a very long hike and you think, oh, I can just do this in an hour, think again. It takes 2 to 3 depending on your athletic ability. We did it in just over 2, but yeah, it can take some time and you have to get on all fours at points, but it's definitely worth it when you get to the top. So now we're in Sedona. We just arrived. We pulled into our campground here, which is pretty nice. It's getting dark, but I wanted to just let you guys know that at this point, this is where our trip sort of deviates from our original plan. So to be completely transparent, this trip originally was going to have us going all the way to California and then coming back. So at this point, we were going to leave from Phoenix and go to Joshua Tree National Park, which is in Southern California. But because of that state's quarantine guidelines and the number of cases of coronavirus there and the travel guidelines, we just didn't think it would be a good idea. There are some loopholes if you really want to go, but we just didn't want to risk it and put that community in danger or ourselves in danger. So we decided to cut out the California portion of the trip, which is a little bit disappointing because we were going to go to Yosemite, but it's all right. We've added on some other stuff in its place. We're going to stay in this area for a while and go up a little bit north to some other stuff, but that you'll see later. But yeah, I'm still really excited. I think it's definitely not a trip lost. We're still happy. We're still excited. The trip is not going to be any shorter. It's still going to be a full 6 weeks. We're a third of the way through now. So we're really excited to see what there is in Sedona and everything that comes after that. But we got to get some sleep. So I'll see y'all in the morning. And make sure to like and subscribe and check out our other videos.